Anyway, wife never wants sex. Hey, Billy Clownface. Me and my lady have been married for almost 5.5 years and been together over 6 years. I'm 38 and my wife is 32. Before we got married, everything was perfect. And at that time, I thought I had found the girl I wanted to grow old with. Unfortunately, everything went out the window the weekend we got married. The weekend? We didn't have sex before we got married, so I expected her to be ready to go or show some excitement about us having sex for the first time on our wedding night. We got to the hotel, and she just acted like we walked into a grocery store or something. She thought it was weird I was trying to initiate anything sexual with her. Oh, my God. We eventually did have sex, but it seemed like more of a, I guess we can have sex now vibe. The weird thing is, she actually bragged about her sex life with her ex that night, too. What? What did she say? You know, this last guy, I used to really fuck him all the time. Oh, man, we had a great time. So then she got with you. So she wasn't a virgin. So she was banging before. She stopped banging when she met you. And now you're on your wedding night, and she's acting like she's at the grocery store. Okay. Since then, it's been constant rejection. I could probably count on one hand, no more than two, the number of times she has initiated sex in our marriage, and she actually barely initiates any kind of physical affection. So I wonder if she actually did have a great sex life with this other person. There was no honeymoon phase or anything. Sex maybe 3 times a month as newlyweds. Anytime I brought up the lack of anything in our marriage, it always turned into a fight where I was told, "You make me feel like a failure as a wife. We are married now. We are past all that. That stuff is for teenagers, and I didn't get married to have sex." Okay, something's going on with her. Did something happen to her when she was younger? Is she gay? You know, that could be a thing. Maybe she's trying to make her parents happy and is living, you know, a life she shouldn't be living. Does she not? Do you have halitosis and she doesn't know how to tell you? The sad thing is, over time, she has let a few things about her past relationship that lasted 6 years or so come out, and she made it seem like she had a long sex life with this other guy. She had the honeymoon phase with him and pretty much got all the sex she wanted before we got married, and now just wants a roommate that will pay the bills. She will let me have sex with her once a week, but definitely nothing more. To her, once a week is enough, but if I want anything more than that, she claims I just demand sex from her all the time, and I'm needy because I want a wife instead of a roommate. As a Christian, I don't want to get a divorce. Well, as a Christian, Catholic Church was also falls under the umbrella of Christianity, and look what they did. Okay? We also had crusades as Christians and did horrible things to Muslim people and all that stuff. So, I mean, listen, if you're not happy, get out of it. He said, but I also don't want to be 45 in a marriage that lacks any kind of intimacy either. At what point do you think it's okay to bail and find someone else? I'll tell you this right now. Your heart, your soul, and everything that makes you an alive person has already left this marriage. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I know it's going to be painful. Just get the fuck out. And I'm telling you, this time next year, you know, you're going to be looking back going, what in the fuck was that? Thank God I got out of it. And you're going to be happy as hell. Even if you're single, you're going to meet a woman that likes to have sex with you. And it's going to make you feel good. Nobody should go through that. That constant rejection and dealing with that, okay? This is just like, you know, there's a guy out there for your wife, but you ain't it. So, you know, you're making her feel a certain way. She's making you feel a certain way. It's not going to get better. So, you know, and you don't want to be old thinking like, I should have just got out of it. Why the fuck did I do that? And another thing, too, how the fuck are you going to have a kid if you're having sex once a fucking week? You know, if you want to have a kid. I don't even know if you want to have a fucking kid, but, you know, you got to bang away that week when she's ovulating there. All right, shark or lion? Hey there, Billy the freckled butthole Burr. I have a question for you. I listened to your segment on sharks the other day and wanted to know if you had to choose, gun to your head, being eaten by a shark in the open ocean, oh my God, or be eaten by a lion in the bush? Ah, dude, that's the easiest question ever. He goes, I know either way you're going to get eaten. However, my thinking is that it would be better to get mauled by a lion than a shark. At least with the lion, you don't have to fight drowning as well. I would like to know what your opinion is on this very important topic. Love to stand up in the podcast. Well, thank you. Keep well and go fuck yourself. A South African fan. Shout out to South Africa. A lion all day long. And I am basing that on, Siegfried and Roy. I think that was a tiger or whatever, a big cat. Dude, that thing grabbed him, and within 2 seconds, he went limp. And then that was it. I'm not saying I'm happy that happened. It was absolutely horrific, whatever. But, you're playing with lions and tigers, eventually something's going to happen, right? So he just went fucking limp. Choked out immediately. What I love about cats, big fucking cats, is it's over. They grab you, you're like, and then they just clamp down and they choke you out. You ask any MMA person, they would rather get fucking choked out than knocked out. They don't want to do, it's just, you go to sleep. Then you woke up, I lost. Oh, okay. I don't have any cognitive damage. You just go to sleep and you would wake up wherever the fuck you go, or you're just dead. If that's what happens, like a squirrel, you're just dead. A shark is going to bite you first. You can't fucking see it. It's going to take a bite out of you to see what you taste like, to see if there's any sort of threat there. Oh, my God. Then it's going to pull you under the water as you're fighting to breathe and stay above the water. Not even close. And the fucking loneliness of being out in the middle of the fucking ocean. Oh, my God. You can take that shark thing any fucking day, I would almost, if you said, would you rather get killed by a lion or just bitten by a shark? But you're going to live. I know survival, I would have to choose the shark, but just going, okay, it's going to happen, and they drop you in the water, just waiting. Fuck that. That's why I can't stand bears. As much as I love a bear, the fact that they just don't grab their prey by the neck and put them out of their misery. They just fucking hold them down like a big dummy, and just start biting fucking, it's terrible. I don't want to get mauled. I want to get choked out. That was an easy one. Absolutely fucking easy. All right. Do I deserve to marry a rich doctor? Well, don't marry the person because he or she is a rich doctor. Marry him because they treat you right. Then the benefits, you married a smarty that's bringing home the money there. All right. Hello, Mr. Bill, best comedian in the world. Burr, look at that. I get a compliment. I'm a 25-year-old guy from Morocco. Oh, my God, Casablanca. Who's lost and don't know what to do and need your take on this. I met this young lady 6 months ago, and we're in love. She's an amazing, nice, and motivated young lady. She's on her 4th year in medical school. Dude, you hit the fucking lottery. She's amazingly nice. She's motivated. She's super smart. Well, I work in an office job that doesn't pay really well and has no future. And she's fucking cool. She likes you for who you are then. The thing is, I've been panicking lately because I feel that I haven't found a path or what I want to do, and maybe I don't deserve her. Oh, Jesus Christ. She's from a rich family full of doctors also, and she's seen and experienced a lot of things while I never did shit and struggled to have a good dinner out during the weekend. We're planning to spend our lives together, and she loves me for who I am. Yes, she does. Dude, don't fuck this up. Okay? If anything, go to her and tell her how much you admire her, that she found her path, and that, and tell her how you feel. I just tell her how you feel, how great she is, and you almost feel like you don't deserve her, and how you want to find your path because you want to contribute to the relationship more. Do that. Don't sabotage this. He goes, but I don't know if I deserve her, and I don't know what I can do to find a good career so I can make living in the same level. First of all, don't compete with her. He said, sorry for the long email. Help this miserable guy who's happy for the first time in life, but he thinks he'll mess it up. Yeah, you got issues, dude. You got fucking issues where you're saying you're happy for the first time in life. So what it is you've been miserable so long that misery is your comfort zone. Even though you don't want to be miserable, you're comfortable. You know how I know that? Because I used to be like that. You know, I grew up in a very volatile, crazy fucking situation and world and all of that type of stuff. And I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm going to be around nice, peaceful, calm people. And what you do is you gravitate towards what feels familiar subconsciously without even knowing it. And you're surrounded yourself by a bunch of lunatics and you fit right in because you're a lunatic. So here's the thing, dude. You found happiness. All right? Just allow yourself to be uncomfortable with that and gradually get comfortable with it. And what you need to do is communicate with her. Okay? You obviously are head over heels with this woman. You absolutely love her. You should marry her and use her as an example of the kind of person that you want to be. Happy, motivated, and don't put pressure on yourself to make as much money as she's going to be making. It's like the only person she's not doing that to you. So why do that to yourself? All right? And as far as like finding out what you're supposed to do in life, just follow your heart. I know that's fucking cliche, but like think about what you like, what you're interested in, try a bunch of different things. And if there's something that, you know, you find something that you would just do anyway, if you can turn that into a job, you never feel like you're working. So don't fuck this up, dude. That's really going to make me sad if you do that, all right? You deserve this person. And you know why you deserve this? Breastfeeding in public.
Yes.
Dear Billy Crimson Tits, let me see this. This is why I don't do Ask Me Anything, because this is all it's going to be.
There are so many Billy, like when you were on The Simpsons, someone wrote, "Oh, Billy Yellow Nips is going to be on."
Yep. Let me say, I like it. I think it's funny. Let me say congrats on the Pats having early season success. I am from the Bay Area, and we are hoping the Giants get into the playoffs again to win their fourth even-yeared World Series in a row. The Giants, okay, I see the baseball. Well, this is an old one. They're knocked out of the playoffs. Recently, I was traveling through Colombia with my girlfriend. We were in the airport when we randomly saw a woman breastfeeding her baby just out in the open in one of the terminal waiting areas. What was weird is as she was doing it, she was looking around, making eye contact with everyone who was walking by, the way a dog looks around a park while it unloads a dump. My initial reaction was saying to my girlfriend, "Oh, man, that's gross. She is breastfeeding." Apparently, this opened the floodgates of feminism. My girlfriend responded, "Why is that gross? That's hypocritical. You men love to see boobs, but when it's for nature's purpose, you complain." I then responded, "Well, the ass purpose is to shit, and men are turned on by a nice ass. Are women now going to start taking dumps publicly since that is the butt's primary purpose?" That's a great fucking point.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
It's not the same at all.
What are you talking about?
Shitting in public cannot be compared to breastfeeding in public. They are not the same thing at all. That's what's called a false equivalency.
Yeah, I don't know. It's both. You're excreting something from your body, and people don't want to look at it. She responded that there is an obvious difference.
Yeah.
Since then, my girlfriend has been sending me all these pro-public breastfeeding videos of moms defending the action.
You did it.
I find it amusing how women all defend it and encourage it, but they know how creepy it is, so most of them won't actually publicly breastfeed with their own kids. I explained to my girlfriend that it isn't the rack sighting that annoys us, obviously, since most of us guys enjoy a nice set. It's more just the public nature of witnessing a baby drink its dinner off its mother's udders. Yeah. He goes, I felt like a chump because I was having trouble explaining why it's not okay to publicly breastfeed. No, it's okay to do it, but like you have the right to look at it and be grossed out. Could use some ammo in this argument, and I'm interested in hearing my favorite comedian rant about this subject. I have a feeling
you just can't have a difference of opinion.
Hey, can you be an adult? Can you be an adult and let me finish reading this?
I don't understand why he's got to put it like he needs ammo in this thing. Like, you just fucking disagree. It's fine.
Are you done?
Can I have some ammo so I can slap my girlfriend upside the head with some facts, man? Some male facts.
As opposed to what? Female facts?
Yeah, we're the ones doing it.
Hey.
So, and let me just, I'm just going to.
Can I just finish the fucking thing?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to say right now, okay? Just because you have found that there are most women who wouldn't just whip it out and breastfeed in public, and it's the same. A lot of women I know wouldn't feel comfortable doing. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing. I would want to cover myself up. But if a woman is not covered up, I support her right in doing that. So just because we wouldn't do it ourselves personally doesn't mean that we're not going to want it for other people. Shit happens. That kid's hungry. You don't always have your scarf or your cover up or whatever. And this kid is screaming and crying and you're stressed out. Here, put a tit in its mouth and so it'll be quiet and be fed and move on. It's not that big of a deal. You can avert your eyes and keep it moving. What is the problem?
No, I'm just saying it's weird to look at.
It is a little off-putting to be like, oh shit, she's breastfeeding. But like, move on, get over it. It's literally a second of your life.
Well, that's what. Listen. That's what he did.
He doesn't need ammo. So then why is he writing?
Hey, take your voice down, Nia. Take your voice down. Don't act like me.
In order to come back to his girlfriend with, these pearls of wisdom.
Because he's young and he thinks he's actually going to change your fucking mind. Like, because he should have just said, "Hey, fair enough. Agree to disagree." Look, all he did was he fucking looked at it and he had his natural fucking reaction, which of course feminists are going to say, no man, that's not the natural reaction. That was put into you by the fucking males that run society and boo and all that fucking shit. Like, there's shit that guys do in public, I am sure, that is totally fucking legal, that is disgusting.
Like when you're adjusting your balls?
Yeah.
Do men even realize when they're doing it? Like sometimes they're just having a conversation with you and they just like tug on their balls.
Some men know more than others, some don't. Some, more than others. But like, here's my thing. If they're going to sit there and talk about man-spreading, like the way we sit on trains, but you can fucking whip your titty out and we're supposed to be like, hey, blah, blah, we can't have a comment on that. You guys are just so fucking, and when I say you guys, I mean feminists. Like, you guys are just so fucking like looking at shit just one fucking way that it's, I don't know, like it gets, you're doing that classic fucking thing where it starts off, it's a good cause, and then by the end of it, you come out the other side. You're not 100% what the fuck you were fighting, but you have a lot of the same elements of shouting people down, not wanting to hear the rest of the fucking guy's stuff. You want to be listened to, but this guy here is just being honest to how he feels. And it makes you feel a certain type of way, however the fuck you say it, and then you fucking shout it down. And
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
There you go.
And you're right. I did shout it down, and I did like cut it off because I was annoyed by it. But I think what it is that there is just this feeling of such like. I don't know. I feel like the reaction is disproportionate to what they are reacting to. I feel like a child, being fed from its mother, which is a very natural thing, and the reaction that some men have to it is so disproportionate. It's like, it's ridiculous.
What is the reaction?
To the point, the reaction is that he's comparing it to shitting in public. That to me is disproportionate to a child feeding off its mother. Really? To me, you think it's like shitting in public?
I thought
Sir,
I thought
really?
It was, no, he doesn't think that was a clever fucking comeback to what she said.
It's not that clever.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's dumb.
That just means you don't have a good comeback for. Come on, you guys. Why? You know what? I'll tell you, nothing like a fucking feminist to come along and suck the laughter out of the room.
He was the one asking for ammo about how to deal with this fact that listen, his girlfriend probably when she
Jesus Christ, we did another hour since I turned this fucking thing on. This is like a fucking 2-hour podcast. This is like the longest one ever.
Oh no, that's not good. That's too long, right? People don't want it to be that long.
Yeah, it's probably too long. Anyways, Nia, at the end of the day, okay, people have a right to fucking react.
They certainly do.
They do. Like, they look at something, they're like, ugh, okay? The same fucking, like, you're not allowed, with all of that type of shit that falls on the other side of the fence, you're not allowed to have your natural reaction to it. It's automatically considered that there's something fucking wrong with you and something like that. Dude, there's a lot of fucking, like, here's another thing too. Like, there's also like teenage kids walking around and all of that type of shit, and you're whipping your fucking titty out. You can't walk around topless. It's considered indecent exposure in this fucking country. Right. Okay? There's kids walking around, blah, 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 blah. You're pulling out a fucking titty, and then you take a little mini-me of you and you stick it on the end of it. But there's something like very alien about it.
But I'm not
for guys. It's just weird.
I know, but the thing is...
And we have a right to feel that way. I'm not saying we're right in what we're thinking.
But nobody says shit on Bourbon Street during Mardi Gras. And that's not as natural as it is to feed a child, not to me.
What do you mean nobody says shit?
Nobody says shit on Bourbon Street and Mardi Gras when girls are flashing their tits for some like 2-cent plastic beads made in China. Then it's all good. Then it's like shots for everybody.
No, but that's what it's like.
Someone's feeding their child
but that's not legal.
At the goddamn airport.
It's not legal.
But you don't see men being like, "Can you believe the way she just like they're into it?" But a woman is feeding her child at the airport, and all of a sudden it's like shitting in public.
No, because all of a sudden,
because
I can't even fucking give. I got such a great example, but I can't fucking say it.
Why not?
Yeah, you're looking at the breast, and when they're just shaking their tits or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden there's a baby eating off of it. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? To people who don't have babies. It's weird. It freaks you out. Like, oh, yeah, that's right. They also do that. And it's also kind of fucking weird. You're just sitting there eating a sandwich, and then you look down the thing. I know, Nia. I know. The whole fucking world needs to just be like, oh, okay, fuck all our feelings. Like, that's how this feminist shit is going, where it's just your guy's side is 100% right. The way you see shit is 100% right. And a lot of times, most of the shit you're bitching about, guys had wrong, and I agree with it. But this whole fucking thing that men cannot have fucking opinions. You guys can tell us how to sit down on a fucking subway, but we can't have a fucking reaction to... Look, I don't give a fuck if a woman breastfeeds. I don't. But like when I see some guy who has a reaction to it, and then he gets yelled at like he wants women not to be able to vote anymore, I just think it's a bit of a fucking overreaction.
I just think that it's interesting that there are certain men who are more comfortable with seeing breasts sexualized than they are for what they are.
Stop saying sexualized like they're being exploited.
They are more accepting of seeing a woman's breast being used in a sexual manner than they are for like the purpose of what breasts are for, which is like basically to feed children.
That's not all they're for.
Because otherwise they're just
not all they're for.
Fat, like fat deposit.
No, that's not all they're for.
What do you mean that's not all they're for?
It's for the survival of mankind in that nice Iraq attracted a fucking male, and he comes over and he bangs you, and then when you guys die, there's still other people. There's also that.
So, in other words, for like procreation.
Listen, there's no way to win this fucking argument because women want to be attractive. You want attention. Yeah. But you want it when you want it how you want it, and guys have to know exactly when that is and when it isn't, and if they don't fucking guess right, it's like the end of a Tom Cruise movie when he's trying to clip which fucking wire, one's gonna blow it up, the other isn't, and if you don't 100% know when that fucking thing is, then you are like, I don't know what, you're the worst fucking person on the planet.
So what are you saying? Just shut up and take it, however you get it?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Why do you have to go to that level of extreme?
But and your Tom Cruise analogy, like the red wire or the blue wire, is not extreme?
No, I'm saying it's just like no matter what the fuck we do, we're wrong. It's like you want to fucking put on a fucking push-up bra and have your tits in everybody's fucking face. So, ladies, we're not paying for drinks tonight, right? Your fucking little skirt barely covering your fucking hoo-ha, okay? And then, all of a sudden, in a blink of a fucking eye, is what the fuck are you looking at? I'm talking about that shit. What the fuck are you looking at? I'm talking about that shit, and you know that shit. You know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, but I don't know what that has to do with breastfeeding and any of that kind of stuff. Because that's not what we're talking about.
Well, you let it into the whole thing, like, you know, you look at like sexualized breasts, where it always comes steering around to somehow
that
men
is more acceptable than a child being fed off of like the breast, and I don't understand why that is. Why that's more comfortable?
Because you're not a man.
To be like,
you're not a man.
Well, then fine, maybe that's what it is. But like, that's something that I feel like people need to get over. I would not breastfeed in public without being covered. But if a woman needs to do it, I get it, and it shouldn't.
I think people can just
anybody.
think what they think. I think people can just think what they think.
I think
I don't feel that the way I look at shit,
the way that they think, and progress a little bit. That's how we get to find a little bit more understanding between the sexes, so we don't have the same
but you know how that works
every year. It's
but
like the
you know
same
how that
fucking
works?
argument. Like, we're not getting anywhere. I don't understand.
All right, but you know how that works? That progression thing works. The only way there's progression in it is if men see the world the way women want them to see the world. That is the so-called progression between the sexes right now. That's what's fucking annoying, because all of my shit is just considered ignorant and not valid, and I'm a caveman. And all of your shit is applause break talk show shit. 100%. And women can literally do exactly to men what the fuck they don't want done to them in different ways. And it's just, and it always, if a guy gets completely fucked over by a woman, what do they say? Well, he picked her, shouldn't have married her. You know what I mean? You guys aren't necessarily held accountable for your actions when you pick a bad dude. If you pick a bad guy and he's a fucking piece of shit, then it's, you know, not only not your fault, it's the guy's fault, and it's all men's. And then all men have to sit down and listen to a fucking lecture or read a sign on a fucking subway, like we're all walking around dragging women down the street by the fucking hair. But there's no signs on the subway or anywhere else about the fucked up behavior that a lot of women display with men.
Okay.
So
that I can accept that.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying. So this is another fucking thing where it's like, your guy's reaction literally to how men sit on the fucking subway is 100% validated. I can't be like, listen, I got balls. I don't want to smash them between my thighs. Fucking get over it. I don't have that option. You can be like, well, fuck you. I got to breastfeed my kid. Get over it. The way you look at it is fucked up. But our whole shit is we have to be like, oh, really? Is this issue 9,863 of this fucking month that bothers you? Like you guys are these faultless fucking human beings. Like I said in here, most of that feminist shit, I fucking agree with it, but like, it's just every fucking day now. Every day now, there's some new fucking thing. It's a fucking lecture. It's seeped into the comedy clubs. Everything is just so fucking precious now. It's stupid.
Well, I know political correctness is like across the board is like can be.
I'm going to have to edit out like 9 hours of this shit.
The enemy of like creativity and stuff like that. I definitely agree with that.
It's childish.
But I just feel like when it comes,
yeah, political correctness like is yet another thing. Its heart was in the right place, but it solves absolutely nothing.
Right. No, I understand that. But
all you did was you gave truly horrible people a roadmap of words where they can navigate from one side of the river to the other and still have their fucking job. But what's in their heart is still in their fucking heart. But they can say Native American, African American, whatever the fuck you're supposed to say. Post person, milk person.
It's just fucking annoying to be like, hey, give me some ammo so I can tell my girlfriend why women shouldn't breastfeed in public. Like, that just sounds like some ignorant shit to me.
It sounds to me like he's losing the argument, and she's probably affecting the mood of the fucking... He's too dumb to just let it go because he's young. That's what he's doing. And I imagine right now that she's probably using sex, the lack of sex or whatever, to now punish him. And now he's walking around like a fucking little puppy that got slapped on the snout with a fucking newspaper. Like a lot of guys in relationships.
There are some people that are just modest about that kind of stuff. I had a friend over not too long ago, and she brought her 6-month-old with her, and she had to breastfeed him. And when he was off the thing, you know, when he would drink some and then he'd be sort of like looking around, she was like covering her boob, and it was just her and I in there. And there was a part of me that wanted to be like, you don't have to like cover your breasts in front of me, but that was a natural reaction.
I'm not arguing his thing. I don't give a shit if women breastfeed in public.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I'm just saying that there are women who are, and I'm sure the reason why she was looking around like, you know, a dog taking a shit is because she's thinking, oh God, who's going to judge me? Who's going to judge me? When she should, in an ideal, perfect world, just be there with her baby,
what if she gets
bonding,
off on it?
Feeding, and then just
Why is she a Satanist? See how you just said that? Oh my God, he's going to judge me. She lives
No, because she was saying he was saying that she was looking around like
but she
a
lives
dog
in
taking a
Colombia.
dump.
She lives in Colombia. Who knows what the culture is down there, what the opinion is? I don't know shit about Colombia, do you?
No.
Yeah, would you watch Narcos and all of a sudden you know what these fucking people are thinking?
No,
I would never try to speak for Colombians. I have no fucking idea what they think. It just might not be that. Might be totally fucking normal, and she was just people watching, or she might have been a freak and she was trying to see if anybody, you know, she's a little exhibitionist. Who knows what the fuck she was thinking?
She was probably like, oh, Jesus Christ, for people looking at me like I'm crazy because I'm breastfeeding without a cover. She's probably really like having some sort of anxiety about it, I bet.
It's probably socially acceptable. That's what I would guess. So she's just fucking looking around. Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Right. She's just looking around like normal.
When's my flight?
Dating an ugly girl. Sorry about the clicking here, everybody. Dating an ugly girl. Hey, Bill, I just recently started listening to your podcast at work, and I got to say, great job, man. Thank you very much. You say some truly funny and inspiring stuff. Thank you. I wanted to ask for your advice on a troubling matter of mine. I recently started dating a girl that I met on an internet dating site. That's unreal. I wish that shit was around when I was fucking single. When I was a young man, had a full head of hair, right? Jesus Christ, it's like going to the supermarket just picking out fruit. You know? Oh, Jesus Christ. If you're letting your ego get in the way of fucking doing that, you're out of your goddamn mind. Still going out paying a fucking cover charge? I guess there's the sport of that. You know? Not having the gun cocked, walking around with the shotgun broken over your arm. Right? Having your boy go flush him out of the fucking bushes. Every once in a while, though, wouldn't it be nice to fish in a stock pond? Anyways, he said we met on an internet dating site. We get along great. We got along great through emails, but when we met, I was surprised to see how ugly her face was and how slightly off she smelled. You know, I just did such a great commercial for why you should do internet dating, and now you've convinced me that I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, so what do you need advice at this point? She has an ugly face and smells bad. So what? Jesus. I just saw it's dating an ugly girl. Okay, well, I'm intrigued now. Well, what do you look like, sir? Are you a little off, and do you smell? Do your smells combine and actually smell like something good? Can that happen? Can two negatives make a positive in smells? I know they do in math. Needless to say, I was coming out of a dry spell. Also, she has a great body, so I put the moves on her. I never actually hesitated. You should have taken a fucking shower with her. That was the move right there. You should have taken a fucking shower with her and banged it doggy style. Jesus Christ, do I gotta hold your hand over to the fucking water fountain? Anyways, he goes, so I put the moves on her. I never actually hesitated. I just went on being myself around her and talking to her, and now we're together. The sex is amazing. I fucking knew it. I knew the sex would be amazing because there's no other reason to stay with. If somebody's ugly and they smell, they better fuck the shit out of you, or, they better find a new career. Because their fuck game is over. Playoffs? No. Your season's over. You're playing for a first-round draft pick. All right, the sex is amazing. She has a pretty deep voice. Jesus Christ. This is like the money pit. Except instead of a house, it's a woman. All right, she has a pretty deep voice for a lady. So when we bang, it's the only time she talks and acts like a woman. Dude, if you get to the end of this and this person has had a sex change operation, I'm not going to be surprised. Jesus Christ. Do I continue? Yeah, I got nothing better to do. Fuck it. And he goes, blah, 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 and we get along great. She's like the best friend I never had. Yeah, I'm sure. She probably fucking lift more weights than you, too. Seriously, we make each other laugh a lot, and we're always learning and growing intellectually with each other. My dilemma is this. I'm a pretty handsome guy, and when we go out together, people always stare, give us angry or confused looks. Oh, come on, man. That might be in your head. I think that a lot of that might be you being self-conscious. Confused look, like, why is this great-looking guy with this piece of dog meat? I don't know if that's your ego or you're dating the ugliest fucking thing ever. You said she's got a nice body. So, you know what I mean? Throws on a little makeup, does some shit with her hair. You know, maybe combs it in her face a little. Becomes 50% less, this is just getting meaner by the second. My dilemma is this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I haven't introduced her to any of my friends and family yet because I'm afraid of what they'll think of me and how they will judge us behind our backs. Also, I don't want ugly kids, and that's pretty important to me. Oh, my God. Why are you with this person, sir? You're saying horrible things. She has an ugly face, she smells bad, and you think she's going to make ugly children. What the fuck? You know what it is? Your dick is still making the decisions in your life, sir. That's why you're still with this person. And secondly, just because you're good looking and you get with a good looking person, that doesn't mean you're going to have a good looking kid. All right? That's one of the fallacies out there. I can name a couple celebrity couples, drop dead gorgeous, had an average looking kid. Because you know what it is? It's not like you're beautiful and you're beautiful, so together you make beauty. No, it's you're combining your features. You know what I mean? There's a lot of average. I can tell you right now, more times than not, average-looking people have stunning kids. They have just as good a chance of making stunning kids. This is like that shit I was talking to you about like a few weeks ago, when I was talking about like when people give like Michael Jordan's kid shit because he's not as good as his dad at basketball. It's like, well, he's only half his dad. He's Michael Jordan cut with Michael Jordan's wife. Okay? And if she has no leaping ability, okay, and can't even catch a beach ball underhanded, that's going to fuck with the son's ability to go to the rack. You know? So anyway, sir, I'll read the rest of this book. Anyways, I don't want ugly kids, and that's pretty important to me. She truly is an amazing person, and in a perfect world, I wouldn't hesitate to make her my wife. But the fact is, I'm too much of a bitch to completely accept her into my life. Well, you know what? You're man enough to admit that you're a bitch. That's a good step, which it is. But I don't really want to hurt her feelings. Her life is already pretty hard because of how she looks. Dude, what? Does she live under a bridge? What is the problem? What should I do? Am I too selfish and vain? Any advice in this matter would be appreciated. Well, the problem is, sir, you've stayed with her long enough that she's starting to get into your heart. You know, she was in your balls first, but then, you know, now she's up in your chest. So, what would you do? Well, you have to make the choice. Look, you either accept her for who she is and you introduce her to people around you, or you get rid of her, because you're going to hurt her. You know? That's it. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you. I hope I didn't come off like a dick there, but that's the deal. You got to make the choice. All right?
Fat wife won't let me work out. There's nothing funnier than just getting to the point.
What?
And just being the truth.
I don't even want to hear the question. I just love like the...
That's like a one-liner. Fat life won't let me work out. I love it. That's one of the greats of all time. Questions. Hey there, Billy Goat. let's see here. I have a problem and would like your hilarious opinion on what I should do. Me and my wife have been together about 5 years now and married for 2. When we first got together, I was a young stud in my prime, in shape and crushing ass left and right. She was in good shape too. I used to work out 4 to 5 days a week and life was great. When we got married, she didn't like me going to the gym because she says I will leave her for a fitness chick. The insecurity. All right. I got to the point where I had to get her a membership so we could go together just so I could have my joy of pumping iron. But she only went 4 times and stopped going. Pumping iron, you got to do it. This guy's an old school guy, pumping iron.
People still say pumping, but he was probably.
Yeah, he says it. You know, doesn't some of your older relatives call people jive turkeys? Huh? Do I got to watch Ghost Dog? You fucking.
And leave my shoes on the stairs. Whatever the fuck that means. What does that fucking mean?
I just love. I gotta tell you something. As a comedian,
random.
But as a comedian, I respect the balls of an obscure reference. She probably got offended me like, what? Because it's Bill Cosby. We all saw the fucking movie. You think I saw every black movie that's out there? Fucking asshole. I think maybe she's really into movies and she's fucking offended that you think that, that she would go watch that pile of shit.
Oh my God.
All right. So anyways, now we just.
Wait, I'm sorry. Just real quick, just before we move on. I do find that like white guys do have the most random fucking movie references ever. Like nerdy white guys have the most they're throwing it out there like everybody knows it. I do feel.
Now, do you feel like it's isn't some of it random because maybe they're watching really white shit that you wouldn't watch? Because I think because I kind of get like you every once in a while, like some of your peeps will be over our house and something will come on that I've never heard of, and you guys go fucking nuts like.
Right.
It's like Frosty the Snowman. Every year I would watch this shit. I have no idea what it is, so maybe there's some of that. Anyways, I don't want to get into that guy's fucking quagmire. Huh? Conundrum, quagmire. We're using all the big ones. All right. Anyways, now we just had a baby. Girl. Congratulations. And we're both tired and out of shape. I want to get back into the gym and get rid of this dad bod, but I can't because she guilt trips me saying I could help with the baby instead. Instead of wanting to get in shape, also, she always says I'm going to get ripped and leave her for a skinny girl in the gym, and it annoys the shit out of me. That is annoying.
Yeah, but you feel really insecure, like, after you have a baby, because it's just your body. It's like they don't prepare you for what childbirth does to your body.
I know, but she was doing this shit before.
Right, but she's like moving at. But no, I'm not saying that they should get a babysitter so she can work out, so they can work out together or whatever.
Yeah, but he already tried that and she only went 4 times. So now, listen.
She doesn't want to work out.
I've lost 3 friends this year, 2 heart attacks and a stroke. Like, what this guy's doing is actually, like, going to prolong his life.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a kid with the guy and then he drops of a fucking heart attack. I mean, what are we doing here? Anyways, instead of wanting to get in shape, okay, I read all of that. What should I do? I don't want to give up working out, but I also don't want to feel unsupportive as a husband. Keep up the good work. Congrats on the baby boy. I mean, see, his heart's in the right place. Go to the fucking gym.
That's really hard. And you know what, though? You have to go to the gym, though, because it's what you feel, what makes you feel good. And, like, she'll get over it. She won't take it personally.
Just have her blow you before you go to the gym.
Oh,
then she can relax. What? That's a good...
No, you just give her extra
hugs and
kisses and tell her she's beautiful and tell her she's a great mom and you'll help her out like whenever she needs it and she'll get over it. Like she's just
I don't know. Take your dick out and be like, do you want to hang on to this? Huh?
You see this?
See this?
This is going to walk right out that door if you don't let me go to the gym.
No, you got to...
It's just sensitive right now. It's a very sensitive time. So you have to be...
But she was sensitive before, too.
Yeah, I know. And it might not, who knows? It might be a bigger thing. But for now, but you should still go to the gym because you need to get your stress out and all that other shit too. So good luck with that.
Good luck with that. All right.
All right. Can we find it? There we go. All right. This one's titled, Oh, Jesus. I am a 23-year-old man from Paducah, Kentucky. Now, why would you tell me that? I didn't want to read that. There's probably 18 people in your town, right? Needless to say, there isn't much to do. About 5 months ago, I met a girl who was 2 years younger than me and moved into town from East Cungamunga. We hit it off almost instantly. It was great. You know what? I'm going to have somebody bleep out this city. All right? I got to have him bleep out the city and the state. He goes, we hit it off almost instantly. It was great. She is beautiful, educated, and has a great ass. Sorry. Little Al Pacino for you. We took things slow, and I found that to be something unique in today's time. Most girls give it up within a day or two, but she wanted to take things slow, and I appreciated that. I found myself falling head over heels for this girl. I hadn't been with anyone in over 2 years, and I felt that I felt as if she was a sign that maybe there was a bit of hope in this world to be happy. And she communicated with me that she felt the same way. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, we went out to a bar and we had some drinks, played some pool, and had a great time, and ended up getting a little frisky with each other. I drove her home, totally expecting that tonight would be the night I was going to bang this beautiful woman. When we reached her driveway, we started making out in the car and asked if she wanted to come in. She got real quiet and said under her breath, yes, but. And of course, I said, but what? And that's when she told me she is a transsexual. I literally yelled. I was so shocked by what I heard, I could hardly keep myself together. And I told her, him, whatever, that I wasn't going to go upstairs with her and I would call her tomorrow. And she got out of the car crying and said, I was born this way. Like some Lady Gaga shit. Wait a minute, what is transsexual? Like a hermaphrodite? Wait a second. Ah, Jesus, Bill, you're too fucking dumb. Why do you guys write me? Is this the fun part of it? Just finding out how fucking dumb I am? Transsexual. This is hilarious. Now I have this on my search engine, transsexual. And Neil will use my computer and look up like transcontinental, and transsexual is going to come up. Bill, is there something we need to talk about? Transsexual. Here we go. A person who's undergone a sex change operation. A person whose sexual identification is entirely with the opposite sex. All right, well, that just made me even more confused. So if you had an operation, how were you born this way? Or the person saying, I just identified with being a female. Oh, I see. Okay, so the dude had a sex change operation. Okay. He goes, I haven't spoke to her since. It's S-I-N-C-E, not S-E-N-C-S-E. That night, besides a few text messages. She's going on about how much she loves me and she is sorry she didn't tell me sooner. It's even gone as far as me having to turn off my phone because she won't stop calling. I've never been pursued like this before. What do? Part of me actually feels bad, but I can't see myself banging an ass every night while my sweaty balls slap against her sweaty balls. Now, wait a minute. I thought the person had the operation. Don't they remove that? You know, I don't fucking know. Regardless of how gay this may sound, I still think she is incredibly hot. I knew it was too good to be true. Should I tell her that I'm just not interested anymore and completely cut her off, or should I be her friend? Or should I go bang her ass? It's weird. The thought of banging her ass excites me, but the thought of her junk swinging around makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. Thanks, Bill, and come do a show in such and such state sometime, you fuck.
What should you do? I don't know. I honestly don't know. What's funny is you're literally just like, you're mentally where she is sexually. You know? I don't know. Like, it's like you're standing on the state line and you got a foot in either state. Just like her. You know? So I think your emotions are normal. And I hate when fucking people get offended by this shit. And they go, that's fucking you. You know, they get all offended like that dude is now a woman. It's like, no, that is a dude that fucking is a different kind of dude now. You know, that's not a woman. It's still a dude. It's just a different kind of dude. You know what it's like? You ever see when somebody buys an old car and they take all the chrome off it? They want that nice clean look. Yeah, that's what they do to their crotch. You know, that's a dude that took the chrome off. You know, I don't know what to tell you, other than I don't know. Do like that fucking. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Is what I would say. Let me go back and read what you said. Should I tell him I'm not interested anymore? Complete cut her off. All right. Part of me actually feels bad because I can see myself, because I can ass every night while my sweaty balls slap against her sweaty balls. Well, if it makes you feel better, I don't think the balls are there anymore. Although they might have kept them like a hood ornament. I have no idea. Oh, Jesus. I really am a moron. Regardless of how gay this may sound, I still think she's incredibly hot. You know, why don't you just split the difference and get a blowjob? I don't know what to tell you. That's so funny. I knew it was too good to be true, this poor bastard. I would say this. I'd say you'd want to sit on that decision. Don't be like the Baltimore Colts in the 1983 draft. Did you guys just watch that 30 for 30 where they immediately walked up 2 seconds in and they selected John Elway? You know, rather than fucking waiting the full 2 minutes or whatever to see if anybody gave him an offer. And then they ended up with nothing. I'd sit on this one for a minute. And I think that this person's actually pursuing you the way that they are because they're in a desperate situation, which is the whole thing is, in reality, the whole thing is unfortunate. You know, people should be able to be who they are. You should be able to like who you like, and that person should be able to, from day one, say that they're transsexual without getting judged. The reason why they didn't say it was because they were worried about this fucking moment here, which once again is another sad, depressing thing about humanity. I would say follow your heart, sir. You know? And not your balls. If you really want to find love. There you go. Balls in your court. No pun intended. All right. Advice for a young lady. Hey, Billington. Very, very original ones this week. People coming up with different ways to butcher my name. I'm enjoying these. I am in need of some advice for a young lady. And I love that some women are actually piping in, despite the fact how much I talk about hockey on this podcast. What are you saying? Women don't like hockey? Yes, this is what I'm saying. I'm an 18-year-old high school senior entering my freshman year of college. I got into my dream school with a scholarship. Do you know how bad I wish that I did that? Wish I studied in high school. Anyways, and I'm moving out of my shithole town, and everything finally seems to be making up for all the shit that I went through in high school. One of my really good friends is going to the same university as I am, and we're renting an apartment together. However, my friend is an 18-year-old straight guy, and I am a straight girl. Uh-oh.
The gender thing could add a whole other level of difficulty on top of adjusting to living with a new person in a new city, away from everything I grew up around. We've been friends practically since we were in diapers. We can talk, jam out to 70s rock, and watch the Chappelle Show for hours, and we've never had issues with weirdness before. But I do understand that college introduces a lot of firsts, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous that having a few too many drinks during a welcome weekend could lead to some inappropriateness. Weirder things have happened. I don't want to do anything to jeopardize our nearly 2-decade-long friendship. So this kind of sounds like you're a little attracted to this guy, that if you're this worried that something's going to happen. Or maybe you're 18, you're going from your parents' house to all of a sudden living with the guy. Maybe that's what it is. I'm going to guess that that's what it is. So anyway, my question. What tips do you have to stop anyone from stepping over the line with the male/female roommate? Also, in general, what tips do you have for living with a roommate? Nia's opinion on this would be epic. Thanks, and fuck you. Yeah, that was Nia's great fuck you last week. You know what? Maybe this Wednesday we'll do another Nia log, and I'll read this one. But right now, I'll just give you my own ignorant thought on it. Oh, wait. By the way, there's a PS to this, everybody. There's an epilogue, just like the streets of San Francisco. PS, might I add that we've both been in various relationships while friends. He often asks me for girl advice, and I ask him for guy advice. He currently has a girlfriend who I really like and am friends with, but they are breaking up in June when she leaves to study abroad. I am currently single. Oh, yeah, you guys are going to bang within fucking 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes of your college career. All right, so basically what you want to do, you're not asking me should you or should you not move in with this guy. You're going to move in with this guy. So what you're really saying is basically, how do I not fuck this guy? Well, I can only do it from the male perspective, which is what I would do is every morning before I ever even walked out into the living room was I would rub one out. Oh, God. To try to get that fucking, urge out of me. I think what you need to do is sit down and talk with the guy. And just say, listen, we have a great friendship, but I don't want to ruin this. I know we're moving in together and everything. But, obviously we're going to be in close quarters, sharing a bathroom and blah, 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 blah. You know what you have to do? You have to lay down the law. If that's what you really want to do. But if you actually like this guy, like I think you might, if you actually like him and think you could actually, did I just say that? If you like him, do you know what I mean? Do you? Oh my God, you guys, this could be the one. If you actually like this dude like that, then you should not move in with him. You should be in a separate apartment. And that way, if you start dating him, you don't immediately start by living with one another.
Well, the fact that you're doing it and the fact that you're learning a new thing that's really difficult to learn, don't you think that that's good for your brain?
No, I am a big believer in constantly learning. It's why I like you as a person, because you're constantly, like, you're not the Joe I knew 3 years ago in a good way. You're like, you learn all of this. When I first met you, you weren't hunting. You were into martial. That was the thing. You were two-dimensional. Which was amazing because everyone was just a comedian. You were this Taekwondo champion, stand-up guy. And then since then, you've added all, like, the guests that you have on, and the fact that you're able to, like, talk to them and stuff is because you've continued to, it's the same thing with like a comic who writes his first hour and then just sits on it for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden 2 presidents goes by and it's like, why aren't they laughing anymore? It's like, because you're just stuck in time. So I believe in that. And I also believe in playing card games and stuff is good for your mind.
Yeah.
And
any games. They say even video games. People like to shit on video games, but they say video games have a positive cognitive effect on kids.
Yeah,
because you're calculating and moving, you're thinking fast.
Yeah, their hand-eye coordination is like insane.
Yeah.
I guess some of those games, if you play them, I guess I don't know.
Well, you think about the amount of hours they're putting into their thumbs. Just how often do you really use your thumb in like detailed ways? Very rarely. But kids today, they have ridiculous thumb dexterity.
I tapped out Grand Theft Auto 3 is when I stopped, which was about 2003, 2002 or something. They were just too amazing. And I was just like, I am nowhere in my career right now. And this is just, dude, I was walking around. I was living in New York at the time, and I would stop playing the game and I would be walking down the street thinking about it. Like I'd walk into the subway, like not thinking about jokes, thinking how I could beat this next level. And I remember I played this Medal of Honor game. And they had this thing when you hit the sniper button, like the scope would go like that and X would go like that. And I played it one week so much that when I walked out on the street, I was looking at people across the street doing like that X was going on their face. I was just like, there's something about, like, I already, I'm not the brightest guy, when it comes to like school. So it's just like, I was like, this is doing something to my brain. So I remember I came home and I just unplugged everything. Like really quickly took everything off because I knew I was never going to figure it out and I didn't have the instructions anymore. I just stuck it in the back of the closet. Like, well, that's it.
I did the same thing with video games with Quake. I had a real problem when I was playing 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day sometimes. I had a T1 line installed in my house just so I could play with a fast internet connection. This is like 1998.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, there was slow internet where I was. So I said, well, what's the options? And so one option is they chew up the street and put this crazy fat business line. Cost me a shitload of money. And I was like, let's do it. So I had it installed, a business line that we'd use, at the time, you'd use for a large building.
Right.
And I had it just for my house. And I would play video games online all the time. And
you could play online against people for the last 20 years?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
We'd play online teams. We'd have teams of guys, like me and 3 of my friends would play against 4 other guys, and we'd like meet at a certain server, and you could chat and talk to each other. All right, you ready to go? All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1, go. And then the game will start, and then we'd have these matches, and it was fun, man. It was really fun. It was really exciting too because it's all happening in real time.
Yeah.
But I reached a point somewhere around like the year 2000 where I know one day I played until it was sunlight, until the sun came up, and I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, my hands are sweating, I'm all caffeinated up, I've been drinking Mountain Dew for the past 8 hours, and I realized, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, this is, I'm not where I want to be as a comic. I'm not where I want to be with my life. And I'm just sitting here playing video games all the time, and there's no future in this. I've been stuck in things where there's no future before. I know what that is. I felt like that with fighting. I was when I was 21, there was a point in time where I was like, there's no future in this. Like, I'm just going to keep getting hit in the head, and I'm going to get dumber and more brain damage and more crazy. Right. And I'm like, this is dangerous. And I realized I got to stop. I got to stop. There's no future in this. There was no money in fighting back then either. And then I got there with pool. Same thing with pool. Like, my manager called me up, and he said, I think you play pool too much. He's like, I think he's like, I think that you seriously think about pool more than you do your career. And I respect him, and he's a very good friend of mine. So I had to really pause. I didn't take it lightly. I had to take a deep breath, and I was like, he's right. He's right. I play pool all the time. I was playing every day. I have a real addictive personality.
I do too. So I get like how many hours I want to get flying, and then like things I want to learn playing drums and stuff, and then it becomes I've had to learn to be like, Bill, these are hobbies.
Yes.
Okay, you're a dad first, then you're a comedian.
Yep.
Let's sort of prioritize. Like, the world isn't waiting for you to know how to play good times, bad times.
Yeah,
that can sit back a little bit.
But the fact that you're doing that kind of stuff, I think, is great. I really identify with you in a lot of ways, the way you do that. Well, you get crazy about drums, or you get crazy about
cooking,
helicopter. Yeah.
Everything. I go down like,
I got to learn all about like.
Yeah.
That wah 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 wah